Welcome back, everyone, to the deep dive. Now, usually we're digging into complex reports, maybe some dense financial data.
Spreadsheets, policy docs.
Yeah, exactly. But today, we're actually going to do something, well, a little different. We are analyzing comedy.
Uh-huh. Because sometimes, the sharpest insights, they come when you're laughing. Makes them easier to swallow, maybe.
That's it, precisely. So we are diving into this surprisingly insightful piece. It's called the LoopLaugh Skit, Two Steering Wheels, and it's by Devin McClarty.
Right. And just for context, this isn't just some random sketch. It's actually structured IP, owned by D Investment Enterprise, LLC, published by D Publishing Group, part of their LoopSpeak series.
Okay, so it's designed, it's licensed material.
Yeah, essentially a metaphor crafted to teach a specific lesson about governance, about control.
So our mission today is pretty clear.
Yeah.
Take this funny, kind of chaotic skit about a truck.
A very specific truck.
Right, this truck with two steering wheels and pull out the core message, what they call the LoopLaugh truth, about, control, having a purpose, and the mess that happens when authority is split.
Forget the org charts for a minute. This is about the raw dynamics of a shared vehicle spinning completely out of control. It's a governance case study, really, just framed as a joke.
Okay, let's dive right into the setup then, because the opening image is, well, it's everything. You need to picture this. Imagine you're behind the wheel, right? You're a man driving your F-150 truck. You know the type. Big, heavy, powerful.
Yeah, it screams responsibility, doesn't it? The F-150. That's not accidental. It represents something significant, a major asset. Could be a household, a business unit, something with high stakes.
It's for a job, built for purpose.
Exactly. And the cost of crashing that asset, it's huge.
Yeah.
So it needs clear, singular direction.
But here's the twist. The immediate problem, the core of the skit, is right there in the title.
The flaw in the design.
This powerful F-150, it has two steering wheels. And that setup, it instantly creates the conflict.
It does, and the dialogue kicks it off immediately.
Yeah, you get the man sounding pretty confident, like adopting character voice. All right, I got this. Left turn coming up.
And then, bam,
Yeah.
instant pushback.
The woman just snaps back, adopting character voice. Wait, no, let's go right. We always go right.
And that right there, that's the governance nightmare in a nutshell. The narrator even points it out explicitly.
Yeah. What's the line?
It's one truck, two drivers, both in charge. That's the crux of it. It's not just about where they want to go. It's about who actually gets to make the move.
Yeah.
Who has the authority at that moment, if you haven't defined that. Well, chaos.
Oh, absolutely. You see this everywhere, right? Co-founders with a 50-50 split and no tiebreaker. Or departments with overlapping responsibilities. Or even just at home, trying to manage money without someone clearly in charge of the budget.
Yeah, all the energy goes into fighting over the turn signal instead of agreeing on the destination.
Okay, so the skit escalates this. Things get messy. How does it introduce more chaos?
Well, when the internal system fails, what do? We look for outside help, an objective voice.
Like data or a consultant.
Or, in this case, the GPS.
Ah, the voice of technology. So the tension ramps up. They're arguing.
Right. And the GPS calmly says, imitating robotic voice, in 200 feet, turn left.
The man probably feels vindicated, right? Like, see? The machine agrees with me, using character voice. Finally, some direction.
Exactly. He thinks technology solved the argument.
It can't.
It can't. Because the external data, however good it is, assumes something fundamental.
What's that?
It assumes there's one driver who can actually execute the instruction. The data needs a functioning control system to be useful.
And this is where the skit delivers that killer line, the one that just exposes the whole broken foundation.
Oh, yeah, this is the comedic gold.
The woman leans over, arms crossed, total sarcasm, and says, using character voice, but wait a minute, is that your left or my left?
Chuckles slightly, and boom, system paralysis. That one question just shatters everything.
Because it shows that even perfect information is useless if you can't agree on how to act on it.
Precisely. The GPS, the consultant's report, the market analysis, it all becomes meaningless noise if the internal mechanism for decision and execution is broken. The context is just gone, fragmented.
And the skit makes you feel that breakdown, right, with the sound effect.
Oh, yeah, it specifies them. You're meant to hear the tires screeching.
Coffee flying everywhere.
And the GPS itself, kind of glitches out, starts smoking, a total meltdown.
Right.
Yeah.
And the GPS voice just gives up like, imitating broken robot. Recalculating error 404, and good luck with that.
Yeah, the resignation. It's like the external expert just walking away saying, you guys are ungovernable, I'm out.
and the narrator drives the point home again.
Yep. See? This is what happens when everybody wants the wheel. Nobody gets anywhere. All that power in the F-150, just wasted in procedural chaos.
Okay, so that brings us to the punchline, the big finish, where the comedy delivers the really hard truth. It gets loud, right?
Yeah, the frustration boils over. The man shouts out the consequence of their deadlock.
Yelling his man, "This is why households crash. We're destroying our asset."
Which is the logical outcome, right?
Yeah.
Dual control, no alignment, leads to failure. But the skit's clever because it gives the other perspective, too.
The woman's response.
Yeah, it explains the why behind the conflict. It's about autonomy.
Her line is just dripping with sarcasm. It's dark but funny. Calmly, smugly as woman. At least I'm independent while we crash.
And that right there, that's the critical insight. The skit isn't just showing the crash, it's defining the trade-off people sometimes make.
What do you mean?
Well, it suggests that for some people, in some situations, the feeling of independence, of having their own control, it actually outweighs the success of the shared goal.
So they'd rather feel in charge, even if it means the whole thing fails.
Sometimes, yeah. That second steering wheel. Maybe it's chosen because autonomy feels more important in that moment than getting to the destination together.
Wow. Okay. But the skit's argument is that in a shared vehicle, like a business or a family budget, that's fundamentally unworkable.
Right.
You can't prioritize individual control over the shared goal and expect success.
Exactly. It presents it as almost a law of physics for joint ventures. Independence and shared purpose have to align, or the asset breaks.
So let's connect this back for the listener. How does this two steering wheels problem show up outside of this funny skit in the real world?
Oh, constantly. Think about matrix management structures in big companies.
Right, where you report to two bosses.
Yeah, you often have functional authority and project authority, two steering wheels, basically. And it can work,
Yeah.
but only if the company is super clear about the purpose hierarchy, which goal takes precedence when they conflict, if that's fuzzy, screeching tires.
Or maybe in startups.
Yeah.
I can see that. Early founders used to calling all the shots. Then they take investment, get aboard. Suddenly there are other hands wanting a steering wheel. But the founder is still gripping theirs, wanting that old independence.
And that desire for independence can actually destabilize the whole company, the very thing they built. It becomes the source of the friction.
Okay, so the skit shows the problem vividly. Does it hint at solutions? If the conclusion is you need singular direction, how do you get there if you start with two wheels?
Well, the skit kind of implies just removing one wheel is the answer. But like you said, that's often not feasible politically or practically.
Right.
So you have to think about the governance structure. Based on the skit's principle of singular purpose, maybe there are three main ways to approach it.
Okay, what are they?
First, you could define primary authority. One person clearly has the wheel for execution. The other person, maybe they have input or even a veto on the destination, but they can't grab the wheel while you're turning. It limits the scope of the second wheel.
Got it. So one driver, one navigator with specific powers. What's second?
Second could be rotating control. Maybe the woman drives for managing this quarter's budget, the man drives for next quarter's strategy. But crucially, only one person is driving at a time. The other navigates or observes.
That addresses the need for independence,
Yeah.
kind of gives everyone a turn.
Right, while maintaining singular direction in the moment. And the third way, maybe the most fundamental,
Yeah.
is the purpose lock. Before anyone gets near a wheel, you absolutely lock down the destination. What is the single overarching purpose we both agree on?
Like get to grandma's house.
Exactly. And once that's locked, any action or argument that doesn't serve that specific purpose, like fighting over the route you took last time, is just noise. It gets ruled out.
That idea of noise brings us right back to the skit's final takeaway, doesn't it? That distilled LoopLaugh truth.
It does. After all the chaos, the yelling, the poor GPS, the narrator brings it down to one clear, sharp statement.
What's the final line again?
Adopting narrator's firm tone.
One truck,
Yeah.
one driver, one purpose, the rest. Just noise.
Simple. Yeah. The whole complicated mess boils down to that rule. Does this action serve the agreed-upon purpose? If not, it's unproductive. It's noise. Doesn't matter how independent you felt doing it.
So we took this kind of funny, chaotic journey in the two-wheeled F-150.
A bumpy ride.
Definitely.
Hmm.
But the destination, the core message is crystal clear. And the genius of using comedy here is it makes this complex problem so memorable you won't forget that image.
Absolutely. And that really leads to the question for you listening right now. Where are the two steering wheels in your world, in your most challenging project, your team, maybe even your household?
Is it two people? Or maybe two conflicting goals, like hitting a sales target versus maintaining quality?
And maybe more importantly, are you trying to use external data, your own GPS, to fix what's fundamentally a problem of unclear purpose or split control? Is the GPS just yelling into the void because no one's agreed who's actually driving?
Yeah, remember the woman's line, "At least I'm independent while we crash."
Yeah.
That need for autonomy, it can be toxic if it's not aligned with the shared goal. So what structure, what conversation do you need to have, maybe even today, to make sure independence supports the mission rather than sabotaging it?
And here's a final thought to chew on. If that F-150 represents power, resources, potential, what if the drivers manage to agree on who drives, but they never actually lock down the destination?
So they could be driving smoothly.
Yeah, maybe no fighting over the wheel, but driving smoothly in completely the wrong direction. Or just in circles. Fulfilling the letter of we have one driver, but failing the spirit of we have one purpose.
The purpose has to come first. That alignment dictates the control structure, not the other way around.
That seems to be the core LoopLaugh truth here.
Well, this was a fun one. Thanks for diving deep into the dynamics of decision-making comedy style with us today.
Always interesting to see how these metaphors play out.
That was the LoopLaugh Skit, two steering wheels. And that was the LoopLaugh Truth, adopting tagline voice. LoopLaugh powered by D Investment Enterprise.